thing. Woo.
Yep, getting dressed, putting shit on.
This is Björn Landberg. Welcome to Threefold Talk.
Hello! Welcome back to Threefold Talk. It's a full contingent this week. I have rejoined the party after my week off, and you had Bree in my place. Hope you're all doing well.
We were very confused.
You were very confused?
Yeah, we kept calling her Rob.
Oh.
She kept saying things that made sense.
That's a wonderful compliment. I wish I looked as good as Bree does, because I know about the tiaras.
I mean, you don't often wear tiaras, so
that's it. I should wear tiaras to work.
Absolutely.
That should be what I do. So yes, welcome folks. If you're not sure what Expanded Threefold Talk is, we are reading through the Expanse. Funnily enough, we're on Leviathan Wakes. This week is chapters 39, 40, and 41. So if you've just found us now, you're a smidge behind. But you can go right back to the beginning and find out the origins of things such as Placentamon or Justice for Derek. And
why would you start with that?
And also find out why Leigh-A's not a fan of that. But my name is Rob. I am one of the first time readers and the first time watching when we eventually get around to the TV show. And just above me is...
Hi, I'm Melindhra. I am a first-time reader, but I've watched the show once, so sometimes I remember things and pretend I don't.
And as we're looking at it, Leigh-A's left. Mel's left, in the opposite corner to me.
Spoiler, my name is Leigh-A. I have read the books multiple times and seen the show multiple times. Have lots of thoughts and opinions that we cannot yet discuss because first-time readers. So I make a lot of faces and try not to say things that are spoilery.
Great faces. And then below Leigh-A, we have the wonderful.
Enemies, you're muted.
Currently muted. Can't unmute. There we go.
Thank you. What the heck is going on with my microphone? I'm ready. I'm amazed. I have read the books once. This is my first reread. I'm so excited to do it with all these fabulous fine folks. And I've watched the show 5 or 6 times. I love it. And here we are. It's so many times.
And Mel Nomengarden for you also points out that the show and book don't always match, so it's good that you are avoiding the showiness of the books.
It's true.
So you're doing a great job. We believe in you.
Thank you.
That's it, yeah. So, did you have a fun week without me, with Bree?
Yes.
We did have a great time, but we missed you. Yeah.
Aww.
It's true.
I mean,
Yeah.
Bree's an upgrade, so yeah.
Thank
Thank you for slumming it back with me again.
She's different, so I don't know about an upgrade, but
We had a great talk. It was so much fun.
I didn't think we were going to go as long as we did because we were like, we'll do a little book promo and then we'll talk about Romancing the Vote. And like, how long could that go?
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours, apparently.
2 hours.
And we could have kept going. Like, we cut the book talk short. We cut the Romancing the Vote talk short.
But it was a really good chat. We talked about we talked about the idiosyncrasies of writing sex scenes and
Mhm.
and the way people react to sex scenes, especially like fantasy fans. And it was very interesting conversation for sure.
Yeah.
Was.
Excellent. So make sure you go back and check that out, folks. And if you want to listen to it instead, thanks to Charlie, specifically of the Charlies, I did add it to our podcast listings as well as a special episode. I normally don't add the episodes when we skip the Expanse, but it was requested, so we added it in there. And if you want to know where you can add that podcast to your playlist, you just need to go to patreon.com/MalkieriTalks. It's a free option there. You don't have to do anything extra. You can listen to it via the app, or you can connect your Spotify to that and listen to it via your Spotify. And if Spotify want to sponsor us for saying that, you're welcome to do that. I think that's about it for the intros. So why don't we see if Michael and Kate have anything for us to talk about in the news section? Sound good? Thumbs up?
Yeah.
News.
Yeah, let's do it. News.
News.
I don't know why I was wondering how long we can keep that going there for a second.
News. And we can keep going for a long time.
Brothers and sisters,
it is time to cover up your face.
For the wheel of time has news, and we shall dance the spears with it.
This is the Daily Veil.
All right. So I'm gonna.
I can't tell what it's saying.
A parody to watch. That's right, folks. What Idol Season 6 is back. So,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's real.
It's real.
It's real.
So if you go to the What Idol website, so whatidol.com, which we will also post in chat, we've got submission dates down. So right now submission dates are by August 23rd. So we do have dates for the show. It's not quite yet posted, but we will see how that goes. We're still kind of in the planning stages, but we've got most of the details ready. So there are changes to the rules this year. So obviously hyped to be back. Great thing. You can submit 2 per person.
Whoa.
Right?
What?
Yeah.
Shut the front
You heard
door.
it here first. You've heard it here
Oh
first.
my God.
So there are also 2 different categories. Actually, this is my first time looking at the website. I'm in the planning planning group with Lauren and a whole bunch of other amazing people. So there are also so go through this. There's a whole bunch of rules, but I believe that we posted about that there's 2 types of categories. So there's a group category, and I think this is in the rules. So there's a group category. Sorry for scrolling. I'm trying to talk and find things all at the same time. There's a group category where if you're participating in somebody else's parody, that doesn't dink you unless you're one of the main singers. So if there's 2 lead singers, then you're one of those lead singers. So that counts as one of your 2. But if you're providing backup vocals or you're participating, that doesn't get counted against you for the number of submissions that you have. But so those are
You could be in a lot that way.
You could be in a lot. Yeah. And especially with the Wadapella group. And that's one of the reasons we made these rule changes, because a lot of people were asking the Wadapella group, or the Wadapella was like, they got 1. They got 1. So we were trying to make it a little bit more fair for some of these larger collaborations. So there will be more information forthcoming, but again, go to whatidol.com for all those rules. You've got almost 2 months, basically exactly 2 months to submit your parodies. I know a lot of people are already working on them.
Schedule to start writing.
Yes, put it
With this
And Rob, I'm not gonna lie, you and Kevin specifically got brought up about that submission date, knowing that it was right before MalkieriCon. So the submission is hypothetically insufficient time for you to still do last minute MalkieriCon.
No excuses this year, I guess. No excuses.
Wow. My reputation really, I don't think I've had a reputation ever precede me so well. That one right there. That was, okay.
Yeah. But if you want to, like, they've got a Discord channel, so if you want to work on collaborations or you want help or all that jazz, you can find all that in their Discord channel, which we will also post in the chat. So yeah.
Also,
somebody
I need to call it this comment from Rapunzel. Film your video at your favorite con. There's only one con between now and the entry date, Rapunzel. That is unfair to the other cons. I've got to say that. Okay.
You haven't taken video at previous cons.
Okay, that's different.
You could also film the season 7 at the next Jordan Con or the next Malkieri or this upcoming MalkieriCon or at the Gathering Madness or at TowerCon. It just won't be eligible per se for season 6. So yes, film at your favorite con, but it just might not be season 6 ready because it's obviously later.
Sorry, I just had to cheekily sort of nudge that Rapunzel there and be like, "Hey, we love you, Rapunzel."
We do love you, Rapunzel.
I can confirm. So anyways, yeah, it's all in the website. And the submission link isn't up and running yet. We're still finalizing that, but we wanted to make sure that the rules were up, that the submission date was up, so to give people sufficient time to, because there was, Lauren did do a little hype earlier, so we wanted to give some concrete deadlines for folks, so they had something to work for.
Concrete.
I'm very excited to see what all you maniacs are going to do this year. It's one of my favorite things.
All right.
Yeah, true.
It's good news to kick us off with.
And then, oh wait, okay, sorry, I didn't close a tab that I was supposed to close. So, I was like, why is that still up? Did I mess something up? Our favorite Soundscape of Time, Jordan Rennells, has released the Shadow Rising collection.
Ooh.
For those of you who, well, Mel, do you want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so this is news because it's released ahead of schedule. So for those of you who backed it on Kickstarter, you can now get the soundscape for the Shadow Rising. And if you haven't gotten any of the soundscapes, you can go to his website and buy them or purchase them. There's also an app now that's in beta testing and still getting some kinks worked out. But yeah, there's some really cool development in the soundscape world, especially if you just need, some background sound for yourself or something to listen to at night. It's beautiful, and there's so much work that goes into it. And if you listen closely, you'll hear the voices of people in the fandom because they've contributed all sorts of different sounds and screams and shouts and utterances and laughters and all sorts of stuff. So it integrates all of our favorite people's voices as well. So
definitely
please
had an embarrassing moment all by myself as I was screaming loudly into a microphone. And I had to text my downstairs neighbors and the neighbors on either side and be like, I'm not getting murdered. I'm recording sound but I'm going to be screaming for the next 5 minutes.
I'm being a voice actor. That's it. You're voice actors.
Yeah. So So if you backed this on Kickstarter, I don't even remember when that Kickstarter was. Almost a year ago, maybe.
Oh no, it was like 2 or 3 years ago at this point. I feel
no,
like.
there were 2. So the first one was the Eye collection, and then and then I don't remember what the split.
Right. There was the second.
There was like 2 anyway. But yes, Shadow Rising is now available to anybody who.
It's exciting.
Yes.
There's a scream along. Yes.
I said kinks. I did. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, Mel said kinks.
Kinks.
I mean, when do I not? Let's.
All right. And then I can stop sharing, but there was a picture we wanted to show.
Ooh, pictures.
Yes.
There it is.
So we just wanted to showcase. So Spud has a weekly, bi-week, like 2 times a week. So it's on Tuesday evenings U.S. time, as well as Saturday mornings U.S. time. It's in the afternoon for those over in the European-ish area, those time zones. And I think evening for the Australians. Ish. Swagging.
That's middle of the night for the Australians.
But
fine.
Spud's also posts all of his non-E3 full talk work in the channel to share, and I believe he's working on this as a donation for WatCon. So Spuds, I see you in chat, so correct me if that's wrong, but it's incredible. So for the Charlies, it is oh my god, all I can think of is Death Eater. Go ahead.
No, yeah,
the Shan Chen.
It's a Shan Chen soldier wearing the helmet with that green, like evil sort of smile effect in the helmet, just sort of staring at you deep into your soul. It's just a black and white.
Creepy
pencil.
as fuck.
Well, I don't know. It looks like pencil. It could also be charcoal, but I think it's a pencil drawing here.
I mean, look at those eyes.
Let me know. But yeah, it's really. I mean, really in your eyes. So
Heather Sedai says, "Scary, can't unsee it." Rapunzel is terrified. So, definitely Spuds, you're freaking people out, man.
Yeah, we're just enjoying some extra bonus Spuds art this week.
Yes, we do love bonus Spud arts. Yeah, and then
Spud art.
One last thing. Was it just the?
I just said Spud art. That's all.
Pink graphite.
Pit graphite, yeah.
Pit graphite.
You had a MalkieriCon announcement.
Yes. For those of you who have purchased tickets and are coming in person, we love that, but we understand that people can't always come in person. So digital tickets are now on sale. So do not worry if you can't make it to Prague. You can still see Bjorn and all the other fun that we broadcast out to the digital viewers by getting yourself a digital ticket. MalkierTalks.com/MalkieriCon-tickets, or you can scan the QR code that's on screen right now. There is a link in the description to the podcast, not to the podcast actually. I don't know what to put it in there, but there is one to the YouTube video. And if you're listening, Charlie's, and you're like, I want that link, just go MalkieriTalks.com and it should forward you straight to the MalkieriCon section. I love the way we're all trying to peek around the picture right now. So
Amisa's just planning her wedding photo with Bjorn. That's all that's happening.
It's so true. Put it back up.
Sorry, put it back up.
Oh, we look so great.
Sorry, he's already married in real life, but I could always take Zaddy Ruark. It's fine.
Yes, Ruark.
Yes.
Ruark.
Oh, totally agree.
Okay.
Yes.
Smooched him.
Oh, and we've opened our Discord server as well. That was actually opened late last week. So if you bought your tickets, and in there I have been teasing the location for 2027 with a bunch of cryptic clues.
People are going nuts over that conversation.
People are having fun. There's talk of Norway, there's talk of Greece, there's talk of Italy, there's talk of Croatia, there's talk of, I'm sure I saw another country. Ireland's coming up a lot. I would tell you one of the cryptic clues, and apparently there was definitely one that this is the most vague one apparently. I didn't think it was that vague. I thought it was all good. So this famous daddy has a famous friend in our new destination. So That was
I
today's
mean, the
hint.
famous daddy is obviously Bjorn, but who's his friend? Because I'm sure he has.
Or
more
is
than
it? There's lots of daddies. I mean,
it could be Tam. It could be Tom.
It could be.
are these?
It could
Yeah.
be Yosha.
Yosha is not it. No, Rand is
He's
not it.
gonna be a zaddy
Friends with
eventually.
Bjorn. That he's
I-
Bjorn's friend. So it could be in
I mean,
the
well, but
Netherlands.
I was saying the daddies, but yeah. So
Ooh,
I mean,
the
but
Netherlands.
if you want to
Complicated.
participate in these discussions and you can't,
And if
Oh,
we go to
yes,
Amsterdam, I might be there every single year. That's my jam, that town. Oh my god, it's so fun.
I feel like Leia right now.
Okay, Rob, I'm gonna send you one of these. You just do this.
Yeah, you say that. I had a conversation earlier today with someone about fans. I believe that there. Do you guys want to hear
Oh,
about what?
do
while you're
tell.
away?
wait, what?
Yes,
Wait.
he's
What,
fan
what, Leia?
teasing us.
What, Leia?
I just had a conversation with people about fans, and then shifting the conversation. What the fuck? How do you?
He
Oh,
wants to know about your fan conversation.
I just thought I'd shift it. I'll fan myself while I do it, if you like.
Oh, that's right.
What
Yeah.
you got in your hand? I can't recognize. I can't see it. It's moving too fast.
Oh,
It's moving too fast.
Oh, it's just a random program to a random play I went to last week.
She looks gorgeous. Oh my goodness.
God!
So for those
It's
who
so
aren't
weird to
familiar,
see her in those
um,
clothes.
I
I
know.
know. I wasn't here last week. Let me hide my face and we'll just put Iola's face up with the rest of the cast. I went to Ireland to go back to the Gate Theatre, where I went to earlier this year to see Guy, to watch the the production of A Perfect Husband by Oscar Wilde.
An ideal husband.
An ideal husband. I don't know why I said perfect, because it literally says in the program right there in front of me, an ideal husband. And it is it's a satirical take on that play by Oscar Wilde, and it is absolutely fucking hilarious. Honestly, I died with laughter at this play. But first, I need to tell you about the story of what happens. So,
Do tell.
it was I am cursed with going to Ireland. I don't know why I am, but I am.
Oh
So-
no!
I was going to this play with that's just killing me, with Neve and Ashikova. Okay, Neve was going to be made a trip to Ireland to see family, and Ashikova lives nearby, so we arranged to go. And Neve and I were sat at a bar in Dublin, just having a drink. It's just before 5 o'clock, waiting for Ashikova to finish work. And I get this message from Iola, because she knew we were coming. And she'd asked us, please stop and say hello. She loves meeting people, and she's a wonderful person. And she sent a message and saying, "Oh, I'll be down in just a minute." And we hadn't spoken about where we were, so I assumed that she meant from the matinee performance, because I'm pretty sure there's a matinee on. And so I replied, I'm like, "Oh, we're at the evening showing." And she's like, "Okay, no problems." And that prompted me to look at my phone, folks, because I was like, did I tell her the wrong one? I don't know. So I looked at my phone at the tickets, and we did not have tickets to the evening showing. We had tickets to be a matinee showing.
Oh,
Mel's face right now is
shnikes.
so good.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Mel's, yeah. So I immediately looked at that evening showing to see if they had any tickets that weren't, to see if they were sold out or not. And there were still like 10 seats available in the premises. So I was like, worst to worst, I'll just have to buy the tickets again out of my own pocket, because it's my mistake. But let's go to the box office and see if we can get them changed. Because they scan the tickets, they know whether you use them or not. So we walk up to box office, because we weren't that far away. It was like a 10-minute walk. Got there. I literally introduced myself by saying, "Hi, my name is Rob. I'm an idiot." It's quite literally what I said to the ladies at the desk. They laughed. And I explained the situation. And we're like, let's see if we can get you moved. And they move us, and I just have to pay the difference. It's a very small amount. It's totally fine. So we're fixed. We're in. They're actually a row closer. Still at the back of the theater. It's not a big theater, but we're a row closer. Wonderful. Sorted. No problems. I text Iola, because I'd already messaged me like, oops, I've just fucked this up.
Oh, no.
And I was like, fix it. We'll still see you tonight. It's okay. So we're laughing. We're sending messages to people being like, this is hilarious. I didn't send it to anyone here because I knew this would be a funnier story to tell in person. So I wanted to get your reactions to it. But literally leave messages Ash and be like, Rob, like, oh my God, like we just had like the big thing go wrong, but don't worry, it's fixed. But we need Rob to tell you in person. He has so much toe or something, and honestly, it was hilarious. Ash Cover laughed as soon as we told her.
That's amazing.
Knowing that we had fixed it prior to telling her what it was. So that's it. So
can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
Is ordering tickets like in Ireland and the British Isles like more difficult because you use a 24-hour clock? Do they not put times on websites?
No, they put times on it. I'm just you remember the line. Remember the line of how I introduced myself to the box office staff? That's why I booked the wrong showing. I was just stupid. I just went to that day. And I mean, I kind of I just put comment chat. It's Rob Besties with like everyone from the show. Not everyone from the show, but I feel like I got to meet and know half the staff at the big theater. Honestly. So after we'd come out from the box office and we'd fixed the tickets and we were about to send messages to like Ash Cover and that, one of the ladies who worked on the bar was coming in and we, thought we were lost. I'd be like, you guys are right. Like, no, we had to explain. And she's like, oh my God, that's hilarious. I'm so glad you got it sorted. And that's valid for later as well, actually. So I'll tell you that. So anyway, so we meet Ashikova, we bubble up, we go to the theater.
You mean Ashikova? Oh, you meet up with Ashikova. Okay.
Yes, yeah, we meet up with Ashikova.
I was confused about what part of the story we were at.
That's fine, yeah. So, and we go to the evening showing. We watch the first half. We're in stitches. The woman playing Miss Maple Chilton is absolutely killing it on stage in this like dramatic way she's playing the role, and it's just everyone's in hysterics. It's a really, really funny first half. Take the break, go back in. We're like 5-10 minutes into the second half. And then all of a sudden, you hear a giant bang and a pop and a breaking of a light bulb, and all the lights go out. Okay, and at first, we're not sure whether this is meant to be or not, because in the first half, there's like a nightclub scene, basically, where one of the guys is doing opium, and it's just trippy as fuck. So at first, we're like, what's going on? Is this meant to be there? Not meant to be there?
Nobody's panicking, freaking out yet.
Nobody panicked and freaked out, but then you see one of the stagehands come on and talk to the two actors that are on stage at that point and make them come off stage. And you're like, oh no, this is an actual power cut. So they're like, yeah, sorry, we've had a power cut. Give us a moment while we just figure out what's going on, and we'll get back to you, and hopefully we can get this fixed and carry on with the rest of the play.
Oh man, that's nice.
No.
Yeah. About 5 minutes go by, stagehand comes back out. Really sorry, it's actually a street-wide power cut in central Dublin. So we're going to have to cancel the rest of tonight's performance, and we'll have to reach out with you about what's going on, and refunds or book other performances and this, that, and the other. And we're like, well, maybe we should have been at the fucking matinee.
Oh man.
So because we're near the back and we just take our time getting out, and we're sitting out front chatting and like, what do we do? The same woman from the bar comes back out and so seeing us going to be like, oh my God, you guys were like cursed. And I'm like, no, okay, kind of. And then we tell the story, like, because you were here earlier, and then we tell like the full story about that. And I put in about how like I've had a lot of flight issues going in and out of Ireland, and like left my phone on buses and things like this. It's like in the past year, going to Ireland has just not worked out very well for me. A lot of problems.
Wow. Which is crazy because it's like a 45-minute flight from you. It's so nuts.
It's so close. It's so close. So
so close, yet so far away.
So I'm pretty sure that we were fixed in her mind as people coming and going from the theater. And then so we go for a drink and just sort of drown our sorrows a little bit and thinking, well, Neve's here till Tuesday. I was there till Monday. Ashikova lives nearby. Maybe we can go to the matinee on Sunday, which is the only Sunday showing as well, because it's only half sold out.
Okay. Okay,
I sent an
not
email. I sent an email that night, and then we go to the Gates Theatre and realize the gates are open just after 12, even though they're open. So we go, and there's a guy there and lets us in, and the box office people just emailed back and said, like, yeah, cool, we can sort this out. And so they managed to move us around. And it was the same people from the day before. So they recognized me. And there was this whole joke about, like, maybe you should have been at yesterday's matinee, or maybe it's the universe talking to you and such.
Go to the show you bought tickets for.
So you got to see it 1.5 times, I hope.
So we got to see it 1.5 times. We did actually get to see it all the way through that time. So it went really well. And if you give me a moment, I realized I haven't actually sent this photo through to myself, so I can actually like show it on screen. But yeah, we went and had a great time. It's the second half was just as funny as the first half. It went really, really well. There was no breaking of anything. Like, all the lights worked, the power stayed on, everything. They banned me from the theater for life. Thank you, all that stuff. Everything worked the way it was supposed to, and everything went well. And it was a great play. It was a lot of fun.
Wow.
And I just really, really enjoyed it. And then we did hang out afterwards, and Iola came down to see us. And here's the four of us there. Yeah. So yeah,
Rob, you look like you would not be out of place in Miami in that.
I was going to say the same thing. Very Miami.
I'm at a pink shirt and sort of like beige chinos or whatever. There's me, khakis, whatever. Yeah, there's me, Iola, Neve, and Ashikova. This is the downstairs at the bar area. But yeah, she came and hang out for 10 minutes, and she was like apologizing for the night before. I was like, "Did you blow a power transformer? Did you turn the power off? Like, what are you apologizing for?" Like, she's like, "No, but you came all this way and couldn't sit." I was like, "Yeah, and I still booked the wrong tickets." So I did tell her the complete story. She had heard obviously parts of it, but I told her the full story about how like the front desk knew us now. And the girl at the bar was like, "You need someone to organize you." I was like, "Yeah, I need like Becky to be around, all this sort of stuff, because clearly I can't book anything in Ireland." So it was really hilarious. But I did have to say thank you to her, because had she not messaged us to be like, "Are we down in a minute for the matinee showing?" I would have realized until we got there for the evening showing, and then hopefully tried to, who knows?
Yeah, it would have been too.
Yeah.
So, so that was a trip to see An Ideal Husband, which is still on at the Gate Theatre until I believe the 11th of July, if I remember correctly. And I did sign a program there, which will be put into the MalkieriCon auction. So if you
that's cool.
Signed copy of the program.
You signed it, huh? That's cool.
No. Well, no, she signed it. She tried to do this one first, and the pen didn't work very well. So I've got like the partially signed one on the front cover, because I then gave her mine to sign on the inside to get an actual decent signature.
Was it an Irish pen? Because maybe that's the reason.
They were purchased in Ireland, so
I mean, I'm honestly not surprised that they didn't have you sign the program, because then it would have been like this guy. We have his signature, so we know. We know who not to let in.
Honestly, there is Chris O'Dowd. If you know who that is, he's in a play that starts up just after this run finishes, and I'm actually tempted to go back to see that play at some point.
You're going back to Ireland to see another play.
Take the ferry.
Take the ferry. Anyway,
just take your time.
Check the ticket times.
I'm just gonna write to the Gate Theatre and be like, could one of you sort my entire, like, could someone book my flight for me? Could one of you book the tickets? Can one of you come and pick me up so I get to the right theatre on the right day at the right time?
Yeah. You need an aide. A personal assistant.
The Europeans give us a lot of shit about the way we write dates, but at least people make this mistake less frequently. I'm just saying.
Oh, I got the right date. I just didn't look at the times.
I have messed these things up so many times in the past that I am so paranoid about it now that I like double, triple, quadruple check. Even as I'm going to something, I'm like, is this the right date and time and the right location? And like, because I have, Rob, on your past, I'm in your corner on this one. I have messed this up so much in the past that I'm just like, we got to make sure that we got all the things correct. And like, it doesn't, I will check it 5,000 times. I'll be super paranoid. It's like, who has the tickets? Who's got the tickets? And like, are we on time? Are we like, we need to be early? And I'm a little neurotic when it comes to
I'm going to be paranoid about it for a while. The last time I had anything
you'll be neurotic about it for the rest of your life.
In my early 20s, we were 2 hours into a 6-hour drive to go to a festival the other side of the North Island in New Zealand, and I realized I'd left the physical tickets in like on my desk at home. And I was like, we've got to drive 2 hours back to get these tickets. And so all the spare time we had the night before the festival disappeared because we had to drive back and then do the 6-hour drive again. So yeah, we wasted like over 4 hours because I didn't.
I've done that before.
Yeah. So I'll be paranoid.
You guys
for a
are
while.
stressing me out.
That's right. Me and Mel will go to our like festivals, and you two can go to your festivals, and that'll be all right.
Well, ladies and gents, now you know why I give all the credit for MalkieriCon to Becky every single year. Because if not for her,
I did book some funky tickets when I went to visit Leigh-A. I did, but I immediately fixed it. But it wasn't really my fault. It was just it all was fine. It all was fine. But it was based on real information. The real information I had was incomplete. That's all. Leigh and I went to see a show at a high school. That was the exact same show that a different high school was also performing in the town that the person who was in the show lived in.
It's a partner school.
His wife worked at, but it wasn't the show he was in. He was in a show in a different town at a different school.
Slightly different town.
Slightly different town. Almost
but
slightly.
It was still under the same jurisdiction.
Anyway, so I bought tickets to the show that made sense because I was like, oh, you live in this town, so I'm going to buy tickets to the show in your town, and that was incorrect.
How did we figure out that went wrong? Because
because he said later in the conversation, he was like, oh yeah, we were talking about getting there, and he was like, well, it's this far away, and I was like, wait, I just bought tickets to this show. Right. And he's like, yeah, so about
I completely forgot that you got tickets to the wrong show.
But it was no big deal. I fixed it immediately, weeks before the event.
I mean, those were expensive tickets.
They were.
And like, we're not going to go to Good Cause, like a school drama program.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, wow.
I have nothing to add to this conversation. I'm just watching and laughing.
Shall we talk about our chapters for this week?
Oh yeah,
really quick.
I
just want to say happy last week of Pride. I brought my little king so we could play with him if we wanted.
I'll shake my rainbow llama.
I don't actually have anything rainbow right here.
I should just wear this on top of my head for the rest of the show.
It's great.
See, they're just two little rings, so I could put them on my ears.
I did see.
You can wear them. You wear them around your arms, and you just swing them around.
Double rainbow.
Oh, the double rainbow.
Yes. So there was a double rainbow when I got off the plane in Ireland. So you'd think the luck of the Irish would have been.
Did it go all the way?
It did. When I walked through the terminal, I found it went all the way. Look, there it is.
Whoa, so intense.
Cool.
All the way.
So I thought the luck of the Irish was really with me for that weekend. And it was a great weekend.
I mean, it was with you because everything still worked out.
Yeah.
Everything still worked out. That is true.
Right?
Yes, that's a good point.
This will fall off my head in 30 seconds, but
That's like
It's
4 pots of
beautiful.
gold. I would not say no to 4 pots of gold. Anyway,
Now I want. Now I
yeah.
want a pot
Let's
of
do it. Let's do it.
Was there anything else? No, that's it.
No,
All right, let's
that's it.
Let's make
do
sounds come out of our speakers.
it. Done.
I thought you were gonna say something else.
All right.
Where'd she go?
We were just. Oh my God, Amisa just left somehow. We were just lamenting how there's like a weird sound glitch for Amis in our studio chat, and that's why you often hear Amis at the beginning of intros and things, because her microphone is either doesn't turn off or is completely delayed. And during that, she's left. So
She's coming back. She's coming back.
Tech is
Bring
all
it back. Bring it back. Bring it back.
The leprechauns got me.
I want my
and
Emmys
then they got Amis.
back. Yeah.
So we did 3 chapters this week, y'all.
Did.
And what so for our first time readers,
Yay.
what did y'all think? I didn't click on anything.
I didn't touch her.
I didn't touch.
My hands are up here.
One of those
My
two.
hands are up here.
Okay, I will do it. No one touch anything. Why would it not add her to stage? Oh, there we go. Right.
Oh my God.
There we go. Amis, welcome back.
Am I back?
You're
Am I
back.
here?
Yes.
Oh my God! What the hell is going on with the world today?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it was a
Sure,
crazy couple of chapters. So maybe,
It was. I'm so excited.
Maybe that chaos just like flowed over into the technology of the show.
Yeah. So
It's
things
just been a
happened.
week. Things happen.
Things happened in these chapters.
But we're gonna need a recap.
So many
before we talk
things.
about them.
We do need a recap.
You do
We
need
did
to
need
read
to
that.
recap.
It's so true.
Oliver, hit it.
Hey ho, what you know? This is Threefold Talk, covering The Expanse by James S.A. Corey, Book 1, Leviathan Wakes. Summary of chapters 39 through 41. In our last episode, preparing for the assault on the Toth station, Holden offers Miller a berth on the Rossi in a very cheesy moment. Chapter 39. Holden. Waiting in the dark vacuum of the Rossi, Holden reviews in his mind all that could go wrong with the attack. 0 hour. There are not 1 but 2 stealth ships protecting the station. At the end of a furious battle, the Rossi resembles a wedge of Swiss cheese. The stealth ships are destroyed, which is no Gouda for them. Chapter 40. Miller. Waiting in the stinking breach pod, Miller savors a few moments with Julie. 0 hour. Fighting through lasers, then bullets, and finally riot gel rounds, his team eventually is assaulted by and kills civilian scientists. None here is innocent, Julie reminds him. Miller captures Dresden, who then tries to bribe Fred to leave him alone with his work. Chapter 41. Holden. Aboard the station, Naomi admires Holden's broken nose. Dresden snidely thanks Holden for all he's done to help Protogen's plan to distract the system. He continues to sell the promise of the protomolecule, discounting the need to modify scientists to be sociopaths and snuff 1.5 million souls on Eros. Holden sees Miller getting twitchy.
Such a good review.
Oh, good. Yeah, we definitely dig that audio reader voice.
Yes.
As Winner's Lady says.
Thank you, Olva. We love these recaps you've been doing for us. We hope you continue to do that. And yes, Debbie, you're right. Olva does make his background look different for every episode, so there's a bonus for you there if you join the video portion of this rather than
Charlie's.
hanging out.
Charlie's.
I mean, Charlies are welcome. They just get less of an experience, obviously, because they don't get the visuals. They don't get to see your face layer when you're like trying not to tell us things. But yeah, I really like these chapters.
I'm so glad because you've hated all the rest of the chapters.
Right.
I haven't hated.
I mean,
These were very exciting.
very exciting.
There was a lot of action. A lot of action.
What a crazy plan they had. That was a crazy
Yeah,
plan.
Yeah, what do you think about that plan? Were you like, yeah, this is gonna work?
Do you think that was completely Fred's plan? Like, it feels, not to start too early, but it feels too complicated for Holden. I feel like it was a Fred thing. And so.
Not to start early immediately slashes Holden.
So is Palpatine Johnson to carry on a Rob thread, trying to get them all murdered? Is that what's happening?
This is a question to be asked.
When you know the ship's capabilities and its threat level and all that sort of stuff, then you know the best form of attack for it. So, you know, when you're playing both sides, you know what plan is going to work.
I honestly was surprised at how much they got shredded. Like, I expected them to have literal plot armor that was more armory than that. I mean, because yeah. I mean, I know that they didn't die, but
I mean, the Rossi died. The Rossi died.
That's what I mean. I'm like the Rossi guy, and I feel like Rossi should have like plot armor in addition to its literal armor, more so than some of the inhabitants of the Rossi.
We do a vote. Did you think Rossi had plot armor? And I think this is mostly for our first time readers.
Yeah, I was surprised at how much Rossi got beaten up.
Were you as terrified as they were that Holden kind of like was sitting there and waiting with nothing on, no noises, no nothing? You were either gonna it was either gonna go or they were gonna get blown up.
I kind of agreed.
Crazy.
Well, in the Buddhist existentialism.
Yes.
But I agreed with him about how it was like
easier to just be blown up
because you just like you don't know what's happening. So if you're gonna die, you won't like be forewarned. You won't have you won't be like the can't had to. You won't be staring into your death, watching it come closer to you. You're just like, well, luck will be on my side or it won't be.
Yeah. Terrifying.
Yeah. So the poll's up at the moment. So just put 1 or 2 in chat for whether you think you were surprised at how much they got damaged. Yes, that's 1. Or no, you weren't surprised at how much damage the Rossi got. That's 2.
I mean, how do you think the Rossi's going to fare next? Like, is Rossi going to keep going or what? Like, it's pretty messed up.
Rossi's out of commission and for the rest of the book, I reckon.
But I mean, because like, didn't he say it was like millions of dollars worth of damage?
Yeah, it'd be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wait,
was that a prediction?
Sorry, 1 second. Me the stabby of predictions. Yes, I predict the Rossi will be out of commission for the rest of this book, but the Rossi will not disappear. The Rossi is their mode of transportation of choice for this group, as long as they are together and stupid enough to follow Holden's instructions.
I mean, I think that Rossi at this point is almost its own. It's almost a character in its own self. So they almost airlock the Rossi, and I'm not.
Oh shit!
I'm not okay with that.
That is a statement. They almost airlocked the Rossi.
I'm not okay with that because
No.
I did laugh out loud when Holden was like, you know, like what was it? He like gave a thought for his coffee maker when the galley.
Oh my god, the coffee maker moment.
I like literally guffawed because that was pretty funny.
I mean, good coffee is really hard to come by, man. Like,
Well, he was so obsessed with the coffee machine when he
Fair
first
to
got
that.
on board, and like he's been lamenting. Like we started out with him like scraping, like lighting matches and scraping the phosphate ashes into the coffee to make it better. So like this dude loves his freaking coffee.
Yeah.
As someone else who also loves coffee, I can empathize with that.
Same.
So yeah.
Yeah.
It was a very funny
especially
moment, though.
good coffee. When you get some place that makes good coffee,
Yeah. Because, you know, generally speaking, if you're having coffee, like coffee is coffee, generally speaking. But when you want good coffee, you know, which can be every time you want coffee, it can be like, you know, actually, I don't need a coffee, but I want a good coffee. Those who know that feeling will understand what I'm saying. You know, when you can't find it or can't get it, that's worse. You know, because sometimes you're like, I'll just have a coffee for the sake of a coffee because I want a coffee. I'm not too fussed.
Yeah,
that happens.
Disappointing coffee.
Yeah, but when it's disappointing because you really wanted a good coffee, that's the worst.
Yeah. Well, and I feel like that's what Holden was dealing with the first situation for a long time. He was just having coffee because it was there and it wasn't good coffee. But when he got onto the Rosie, it was good coffee.
Yeah,
in abundance.
So
much.
Yeah. Paul went out for
50 cups at a time. Why so much on such a small ship? Even though to Holden, it was quite a large ship.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways.
I was a little confused initially. I suppose I just didn't really get the layout of everything that was happening, but like the guy Malari. Honestly, I'm sorry, I couldn't read that and not be like, guy's got a ship. I was like, what? It's such a bad thing. Like, honestly, I've known.
I mean, that is your boyfriend, so we understand. We understand.
I've only ever known two guys in my life, and the first one I worked for, and he was an asshole. But this one's great. So every time now, I just see anything that says Guy. I just like even Guy Ritchie. Sometimes I have to be like, no, that's not Guy, that's Guy Ritchie. You see what I say?
It's funny because my mind immediately went to like the Ensign Expendable from Galaxy Quest. His name is Guy.
Oh,
He's
yes.
this random like guy who ended up on the ship with them, and they just called him Guy. And I was like, I was imagining that would be a really funny name for a ship if all of those worlds merged together and somehow they had named a ship after that guy.
That's one of the best parts in that movie. That's an epic movie, but Guy plays one of the best parts because there's just something about Sam. It's Sam Rockwell, isn't it? I think it's the guy.
Sure.
The guy.
I can't remember who's who.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
great. Guy Molinari is a Republican from New York who turned Democrat. And they have a ferry named after him as well. And it's weird because I read some stuff about him and it doesn't sound too great. So I'm curious why they chose this name. And, you know, maybe somebody else has done more research than I have. But anyway, he seems like not such a great person. But he's got a ferry and now a ship named after him in the Expanse. So go figure.
Maybe just because it sounds nice.
It sounds
nice
cool. Yeah.
Well, and again, this was written in the 2009, 2010, 2011. So this is before a lot of our current things are going on.
Oh, I don't think this is very current. I think this is from back then. But anyway.
Well, I mean, no. And so like the people that he supported, again, some of the things that he did were
not great. But anyway, he's got a cool name.
Back to the books.
Also, yes, cool name. My cousin's name is Guy as well. Isn't that crazy?
Oh, interesting.
Comment in chat after the show, all the guys you know.
All the guys, you know.
All the guys, you know. But yeah, I was a little bit confused about like what was happening with the Rossi and where they were going. Not exactly where they're going, but like how they were getting there and like power on and off and such. And then I was like, what is this guy's ship and what is it? So it's not until like I went through the chapters a second time that it like fully like I could visualize it fully in my head. And I'm like, okay, this all does make sense. I'm just because I'm reading it quickly, I'm not absorbing it in a perfect way. But yeah, like I like the plan they went with. I agree with what they chose of being like sneaking in there probably would have worked, but there is that. I think there was a larger chance that they would have gone, what is that? We don't know. Destroy it. Rather than, oh, there's a random chunk of metal that's blown off a ship that's chasing it, and it's coming.
Going loud and proud.
Going loud. Yeah, like, yeah, that's a little too, like, loud and in your face to be a sneak attack. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there was, the plot armor saved that for sure, for sure. But it was kind of a wild, crazy idea, and it was fun to see it executed on page. And
definitely.
And
well, it was exciting.
I like the fact that they talked about the risks. So they knew it was risky, and it just happened to be successful. So, like, they acknowledged, like, it wasn't like we're just doing this and it happens to work. It was like, shit, that's like we could literally just die and we won't even know it.
To me that's a little confusing because I think in the previous chapters they kind of made it out to seem like they had a plan, they knew how to execute it, and it felt like they were highly confident in what they were going to do, and then we switched to this and like
it comes down, honestly, all of this comes down to the fog of war. So like once you start executing a plan, the plan goes to shit. So like and it went mostly to plan, but then it came down to, like, we knew there was the possibility of a warship, and then there were 2 warships, and just like, shit, how do you deal with that? And they were
do that by saying
a different type of ship, so it wasn't what they had seen before. It was a completely different type of stealth ship.
A different stealth ship, guys. Oh my gosh.
Two different stealth ships.
So you just deal with that by saying fuck the budget,
fuck it, just blow everything up.
Which I appreciated from Holden. I was like, yes,
we didn't pay for this ship.
We didn't pay for the ship. You know, let's be honest, like sometimes, I understand of like managing the concept of like managing your ammunition and your resources, but there's a point where you manage that. And then there's a point where you're like, do you know what? Why save it? Because if you die now, you still can't use it later anyway. So use it now and survive rather than save it on the off chance you need it later. Yeah. If you don't use it, you'll be dead. Like,
I 100% like.
Yeah.
Mel, don't hate me for saying this, but I 100% agree with Holden on this. It's like, go balls to the wall, because otherwise...
Yeah.
No, Holden makes some good decisions here.
I think that was also the correct decision. I also agree, because Alex was being too cautious.
Ladies and gents, we did record that.
I'm annotating the time.
Alex was being too militaristic about the way he was executing the plan, right? And Holden instead was go big or go home, or don't go home.
Yeah.
In this case,
go big or don't go home. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. It was interesting the way that, like, I was thinking. In the moments, I was just like, wow, like the way that they had to react, the way they had to communicate so fast, and the way that, like, Holden's views of all this, like, everybody's screens kept switching and back and forth. That to me was just, it was wild. That was wild. And then, like, the concern about Amos and the yet again another Chekhov's gun with the pipe and all this stuff. It was there was so much good action and lots of great suspense. I really enjoyed it. Sure.
To me, this is the best teamwork they've done so far in the book. And Holden was actually properly being a leader, and useful. Yeah. So he doesn't have, literally, like Naomi has a job to do, Amos has a job to do, Alex has a job to do, and Holden's job is to make sure they're doing their jobs and make decisions. And they all did exactly what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
They did. And even him, when he's like, I can't worry about it.
So I will say that is something that, like, even though this is a small watch team that does combat, that is exactly what you do. Like, we know that they're fairly in sync with each other for the most part leading up to this. And they've had weeks before this to get into a rhythm. So I'm sure, like, they did what we did in the military all the time, is like constant, like, drilling it. So knowing that this is the situation, running. Didn't they only have like a week though? Isn't that what we decided last time?
Yeah, it wasn't very long.
So I don't know how often they went through it all, but
you can do a lot of. Trust me, you can do a lot of simulations.
Well, sure, you can. But these are filters, remember.
But you also have. So it's not the week before you leave. It is the week before you leave, but also now they have like how much transit time to where they're going, which could be more weeks. Month, maybe.
Yeah, we don't know how long that was.
Yeah, so we don't know how long that transition time was, and so it wasn't just a week. And they're getting, and they've had enough that they're getting. They specifically talk about Alex has memorized it down to, and he's got his watch, and he's got it down to the seconds. And so, like, obviously, they've drilled this, they've practiced it.
Yeah.
And you've got Alex, who is Martian military. You've got Holden, who's Earth military. Naomi's just a badass, and she's just sitting there like she could do whatever. And then you've got Amos.
Naomi does no wrong. Hashtag.
Yeah, and then Amos is back there. He's like, "Don't worry about me. I'm gonna fix everything. It's cool."
Yeah,
I can fix it.
But I don't know. I just loved how that all worked out. Yeah,
it's a very seasoned team. Like, they're not novices at this. They're not. This might be
not these four.
This might be
not these four.
The first encounter of this specific type, but they've been through the shit before, and they work very well together.
Yeah, but I don't think they've worked that well together before. Like, this was a step up, in my opinion. Like,
this was this was a planned mission, not a reactionary mission.
That's what I'm saying. I think this was Fred's plan.
Okay, so it gets back to maybe it's Fred's plan, but maybe also I would say it has to be with the consent of the Rossi crew.
Well, sure, absolutely, but they clearly the previous chapter they clearly already agreed that they were going to do this.
Yeah, but I mean, like the step up, Holden saying no, stick to your job, or just let Amos do what he's doing because he needs to, and if that means he gets sacrificed and he gets out, like there was a step up in everyone taking on their roles, accepting their roles. Holden not being like, oh, I should go and help,
or Naomi being tempted to just be like, fuck that guy.
Yeah, everyone was like, this is my job.
They're in the zone.
Yeah. And they've not done it yet.
Kill him. Murder Holden.
I knew this artwork was coming. I hadn't seen it yet. And this is incredible.
This is amazing.
Spuds.
Oh man. It's so
Angel
good.
Spuds and Devil Spuds. Cute.
So we've got a mostly black and white picture of Naomi with the spud monkeys on either of her shoulders. One of them, an angel saying, "And child-minded."
You
must help him. Sorry. Thank you for.
Wait, is there a line I've missed because of the banner? Sorry, let me take the banner down.
No. Oh, yeah.
I think you have to read we should read the devil first and then read the angel.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
So
that makes more sense.
On one shoulder, so forget what I just said. Ignore everything I just said. So there's a devil on it. Look, the only part that's got color on a shoulder, red devil. He says, "He's an idiot. Airlock the dork already." And then the angel on the other shoulder, another spud monkey angel, says, "Holden is weak and child-minded. You must help him."
Beautiful.
And
Standing on a cute little butt rock. Yeah.
And the angel is standing on a cute little butt.
Oh my god, I didn't
on
even
Naomi's
notice that.
shoulder. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's great.
She's not sure what to do.
She is looking towards the angel.
I think she's looking forward, though.
I think
Holden.
I think Holden is. No, I don't know. I think she's looking at the angel.
Not like completely forward, but
I think Spuds might be advocating against my Naomi theory.
He also just looks exasperated.
Yeah,
Looks very
like,
exasperated.
This guy. Aw. Thank you for that, Spuds.
That was amazing,
So
Spuds.
good.
that was great, Spuds. So what do we think about Alex after this chapter? Are we like loving his pilot skills and just him? He hasn't really done much in this whole story so far, right?
Yeah,
He's done what he's needed to do, but
he's like literally dodging bullets like it's no big deal.
literally.
Yeah.
Not just
it's
bullets, streams, pearl necklaces. of
Yeah,
bullets.
yeah, like reading the pattern.
Tungsten shells with depleted uranium in core
Yeah,
shells from
it's crazy.
the PVCs.
I thought it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, I love
yeah.
that. I love that Alex got some time to shine. And,
Yeah, it was great.
and Holden clearly appreciated him instead of being annoyed by him. You know, for someone that like was introduced to us as someone that is annoying to Holden, like we haven't seen that on page like at all. It's really interesting. We haven't.
Maybe he's just
Holden
discriminating
be
him
annoyed
against his
by Alex.
belly.
Well, and it was
He says he has a belly, so maybe he's just like fat shaming.
Maybe so. That
It
sounds like
wasn't
Holden.
that he was annoying; it was his Texas affectations that were annoying.
But that's all Mars. Like that's pretty spacist, if you ask
Texans.
me.
Well, he's the only Martian that we know as at this point. So
That's true. Currently, it's the only Martian we know. At this point, yeah.
there's many other books. I mean, I'm
At
sure
this
there's
point.
other Martians eventually.
Before we
true.
carry on to the next chapter, because I
Yes.
think we could probably hit the next chapter up. Mel, have you noticed
Yes.
we did 3 more chapters? We're now starting chapter 42 next week, and there's still not a different POV.
I did notice that. I was really hoping that the third chapter.
I thought we were
in
going to
this
the third one be a
was gonna
different
be-
POV. That's why we were doing 3.
It was just like, come on, be different. Like I wanted it to be like maybe one of the people was talking or whatever. Anyway, but I do have one more question about this chapter before we move
Oh, okay,
on.
go for it. Yeah, sorry.
What,
Yes.
and this is a Leigh-A question. What is anti-spalling webbing?
So basically, what it does, it's a mesh that is within materials. So if you think about, have you ever had a package delivered to you with a tape that has that plastic webbed between it?
Yeah.
That's
In the tape.
It's essentially the concept of anti-spalling webbing. It's that material that's interspersed and it makes it stronger without adding extra bulk or content to it.
Okay. Interesting.
That was
So
not the
just-
question I was expecting, but I'm glad I had
Did
an
it sh-
answer.
So
What
was it
question
just
were
shot
you
like?
expecting?
Was it just like sheets of that being shot out or something then? Or
So
No.
basically what it does is it absorbs and it absorbs
And
incoming rounds.
I would assume to
and
deflect
especially
some of the energy
yeah.
concentration would be my
And
assumption.
especially in space where there's obviously going to be debris that you can't avoid, that anti-spalling webbing is going to be important.
So for Rob, it's a coating on the bulkheads of the
And
ship.
it's not it's a
Right.
coating within the bulkheads, not on within the bulkheads. So it's putting
It's going to be pricey to repair.
those steel bracers within concrete. That's not necessary. That's not what anti-spalling
I know
is.
what you're talking about.
But it's a strengthening material.
rebar?
Rebar, thank you.
Rebar, yeah.
Yeah, so rebar is a strengthening
Right.
material. So it's the same concept. It's a strengthening material that is lightweight, and then it's going to go
Right.
in and it's intermeshed.
Gotcha. I thought it was like, that sticky chaff you can throw out to, like stop things.
Yeah.
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 I was curious too. Thank you. That's interesting. Yeah, and then at the end of this chapter, he's like, "Begin your run. Let us know when we can limp over to one of the station's docks." When he said that, I thought he meant Tycho. Like he was going to try and like limp the Rossi all the way back to Tycho. And then I realized, obviously,
And then 2 chapters later.
that is not what they meant. Yeah, and so then,
Oh, the
Miller.
Rossi almost died.
yeah, the rest
Well, really quick before we jump,
yeah,
there's a cute little line in there where I think Holden describes Alex as consummate skill, and I thought that was hilarious since we're all consummate professionals on this podcast. So Alex can, hang out with us anytime.
We are consummated professionals here on this podcast. That's quite true. Yes. So,
I really liked Amos's comment because he said it quietly. He's like, "What the fuck was that? And how about we don't do that again anymore?" I like that. That was very to me. That was very Firefly.
There was
So true.
The dialogue was really good between everybody.
I agree.
Okay, Miller, chapter 40.
Miller. We saw more Julie evolution here. I think where
So much
Miller's
Julie.
like, I kind of still Julie stuff, still odd. I think we a little bit more creeping into the less. That's a weird choice of words, Rob. A little bit more into the less creepy side of the Julie visualization, where he kind of has gone like, I feel like I've taken. This is a mission she would have taken on, and I feel like I've taken on in her place. So it's a little bit more camaraderie here than attraction. So I like that it's continued to grow. He did lament not having his hat, bless him, which was adorable.
Yeah.
I airlocked Diogo in my head.
Diogo?
Diogo. Yeah.
Diogo.
What?
Yeah.
My boy? You airlocked my boy? Oh my gosh.
I assumed he was going to die.
Gonna die.
Yeah.
Wait, but do you want that to be an official airlock or?
Yes. Must put it on the list for
Diogo was airlocked.
My assumption was he was one of the guys who got lasered at the very first sort of hitch.
I
And
thought
then
he
I
was
realized
going
he did,
down,
yeah.
and then he made it through, and then he went down, but not really. Fake out death. How very real time of you. And then, he was still alive at the end of this section. Thus, that I think.
Yes.
Oh God! What if Diolo's our POV?
That would be all right.
Diogo's the only one that gets a POV.
We'd have to
You need
read
a
a
translator.
whole chapter in.
We need a translator.
You and bang, eh?
Oi, Pampa!
I need to come pass the air out to you, hey?
Yeah,
He's
how
so
is
adorable.
that?
Come on.
How is that Belter? This is really the
Real.
first time you guys have seen
That's great.
Belter.
A lot of it.
No, I mean we've seen it, but
Like real, like in depth Belter,
Like strong belter as well.
yeah.
full conversations and like, what did you just say, Belter?
I was kind of just either waiting for Miller's reaction or internal translation, or to get it from context. I didn't focus too much on what the words he used and tried to figure out what they meant. I'm like, I'm just going to read, and someone's going to translate it in their head or give me enough from context to understand what he said.
Yeah.
So,
Same. I would read it and I would be like, yeah, still don't get how to do that. Okay, let's keep going.
Well, but based off of your I don't know what the fuck is going on. How did you interpret Miller's this is why the Inners want to kill you?
I thought that was a little judgy. It felt like
It was rude.
It felt like not very pro belter to me. It felt like I was like, wait, this is your kin, right? Like, why would you?
Or do you think it was a
jumped on this ship,
reaction?
you're sitting next to him. He's about to be your partner, and you're like judging this kid.
Was a little snobby of him.
Yeah, it was. I didn't like it. I mean, and it could have just been.
So you don't feel like it was a reaction to what Miller knows and like.
I just think he's like a hick of the belt, just like Holden thinks like the Mars, Texas accent is like yucky.
Yeah, but he wasn't like that about
Miller
other
feels the
belters.
same way.
He wasn't.
Well,
like
this guy's got a really thick
dude
one
at the beginning. It's just like, why are you picking on this kid who's gonna be like going in and jumping into the firefight just like you are in like 5 seconds? Chill, man.
Yeah, I honestly thought it was a case of like that you have such a thick, belter accent that no one, like I as a belter am struggling to understand you, and like so that's why no one else gets you, and that's why they want to that's why they don't give a fuck about you and just like kill them off or whatever, like, and they don't like you because you're speaking another language as far as they care, as far as they know it, and they're just like, nah, screw it. So it was a little snobby.
Totally. He says "Oi, Pampa." That means "Hi, Grandpa." So that's what he calls Miller as Grandpa. So maybe that put him off his game right away.
Maybe he insulted him by calling him Grandpa.
Yeah.
Maybe
not that it seems like Miller would care, but
I don't know. I think he's vain enough to care about that.
Yeah, like he was lamenting the loss of his hat. So
yeah,
maybe his hat makes him feel young.
Yeah.
Maybe he has a lot of gray hair under that hat, and the hat hides it, so he feels like he looks more youthful. Maybe he's bald. Yeah. Maybe the hat keeps the toupee on. And now he's just having to rely on the helmet to hide the helmet hair or the lack of hair. Yeah. Who knows? So, yeah, like this fight scene was it felt high stakes for about, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then it felt like, okay, this is a pushover. This is extremely easy.
And they seemed surprised by that. It was surprising.
Yeah.
And it was surprising. Right?
Well, especially because like
they didn't have lethal rounds. They didn't
Yeah.
It was like they just used that auto defense, right? It was just the auto defense that was super intense. But that was
Belcher still went down though. They did. They still died.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a cakewalk. But
like Holden's saying, like even Earth Navy training, like training the training the Earth Navy was going through at best against useless
60%.
throw it together whatever weapons we can get OPA. The best score they could get was 60% casualties. I felt like this was like 20% casualties, and that was an indicator to me, the backup, that this was a setup almost.
Yeah, they walked in and they saw ivy on the walls and bonsai trees and carpet. Like they were like, "What the carpet?"
It looked like a spa.
Yeah.
Right. Weird.
Like a weird prison spa. I thought that the buildup, because I was so hyped after the Rossi fight, right? And then the buildup making upping the stakes even more, anteing it up about what he knew about close quarter fighting, and I felt like building that up and then it not being like that was kind of a letdown, right? Like it's like because it was like he was like, there's no way we're going to survive this. Like the risks are so high, everything's bad, and then they just kind of waltz through.
Yeah,
I mean,
compared to what was expected. Yeah, I mean, compared to expected, the best of Navy guys versus militia is a 60% loss, and here we are with the guy who the Bushes of Bakerfield type thing. Massacre is leading them. and they waltz in and they've probably got 20-30% losses. Like, you know,
Well,
it's
And another reason I paired these chapters together was because we've got answers to this in the next chapter as to.
Mhm.
do we get the reveal that I'm
Sure.
right about Thread?
No.
No, we're talking about this next chapter. Yeah.
To why it was to why the fight.
Oh,
was
okay, right.
Oh,
right,
so because
Okay.
they were like, because there was a bunch of psychopathic scientists.
Yeah,
there.
because they've fucked with their scientists.
and
yeah.
they need suppression rounds, but they didn't have like murder hobo rounds.
I feel like that particular, I mean, even though we're skipping forward, that particular reveal was like the most like revolting part to me, right?
Wait, which
Like-
reveal? Sorry.
About that they had literally tampered with the scientists themselves to
Oh.
make them sociopaths so that they would then participate in
Yeah.
this. And it's just like, wait, did you use placentamon to do that, or did you use some other sort of
Yeah. How do you think they did that?
How do you turn people into sociopaths? Do you just like hit them in the head a whole bunch in their frontal lobe, so you know, like, so they like lose the ability to discern between empathy and those kinds of things? Is that why? Like, how did you do that? And also, don't do that. That's awful. Like,
It
that's
is very awful.
awful.
Like, what do you think is going to happen to those people? And do you think they volunteered for that? Like, do you think they were like, the only way I'll work for you is if I don't have a moral compass?
No, I mean, clearly
I
not.
mean-
So it seems like this whole group's like disrespect for humanity, other than the people who are at the executive level, extends way beyond what they did to Arrows. They've probably been fucking with people for a long time.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I took it as they'd researched how you can change people, you know, either by like, I don't know, editing their genome or something, because you can't alter their DNA. I mean, maybe you can, like when they've already grown, but
I mean,
there's got to be some kind of drug or something they're giving them that suppresses, you know, empathy and things like
well,
that.
we know, even now we know where that kind of like brain processing is stored, because
Yeah.
people who end up with tumors in their frontal lobe end up, and people who have too many concussions in their frontal lobe end up with these kind of like sociopathic tendencies, because
Yeah.
that's where that processing is, and that's where it's been the most damaged. So this is like known now. So even like in the future, I'm sure that like being able to manipulate that is probably pretty obvious, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
LBF.
Maybe they just lobotomize their frontal lobe. I don't know what they do, but it's crazy.
I mean,
it's-
maybe. LBF
How do you think
has-
they're going to fit in society now, though? Because some of them lived, obviously.
No,
Like, what do you think's going to happen?
I think leaving them alive is risky, and it's gonna kick them in the butt. It's gonna come back to get them. They're gonna revolt. They're gonna break out. They're gonna eat each other. They're gonna turn into reavers. You know, they're gonna do something.
Reavers!
You know, they're
I love that.
gonna make it worse. Like,
I love
those-
LBF's comment about it. Also, thank you so much, member for 36 months on the channel, 3 years as a member.
Yay! I find it cool.
Yay!
They clockwork orange the scientists with fox cubes. That's how they did it.
I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, yeah,
it works on lots of other people. So why
That's
not?
what
so
we
does.
love, yeah.
Like, that's a proven fact.
Yes.
Um,
But yeah, it was, yeah, like you say, we've got drugs in that can affect brain chemistries already. We know what the senses are right now, so it makes sense that you could, you know, drug these people or do something to that effect to make them sociopaths.
I don't like it.
But-
though.
So, Mel, you
Holy
brought up
shit.
an interesting point that they might not be the type of people we want to keep around. Getting to, at this point, we've seen both Holden and Miller's in these 3 chapters perspectives that they've thought about it and in their various ways, whether it's through Julie or through random Holden mental mechanics. They don't have remorse about the fact that a lot of people on this station died. So what do you
No.
think about the ethics of that? And then when when it gets to like, could you subdue somebody or do you have to shoot them? So like the physicality of it. So the thought process. Do you think the thought process is okay? But then also like we just went in and we shot a bunch of fucking people. Like, is that okay?
Okay, that was a lot of questions.
So the first one is their thought process. Like, what do you think about their thought process about
Miller and Holden?
Yeah, Miller and Holden being like, okay, cool. I don't care if these people die because arrows.
Yeah, I mean, I think Miller at least was struggling with it in real time, and then he realized, and via Julie, obviously, via Julie's reminder that
no one here is innocent.
Is innocent, but then
Yeah.
you find out that they've been turned into sociopaths afterwards. So, I mean, I think Miller's logicking through it makes sense in the moment. I think Holden's logic is more the way he thinks things through is more idealistic and less grounded in reality. And so, I mean, that has come back to bite him multiple times over and over. And I probably, I mean, Holden is clearly not in charge of that part of this here. So he's not making the decisions about what to do about all the other people. Like, he just, I think, is given the opportunity to confront the executive because he discovered all of that stuff. But I don't think he's going to be the one making decisions. I don't think Fred is going to let Holden make a dumb decision.
Okay.
That is against Palpatine Johnson or not. I think Fred is clearly the much more grounded in reality person, much more like Miller, and so they're
much more experience.
They're going to temper Holden's.
But how do you feel about, like, because right now both Holden and Miller in their internal monologues are expressing like, I have no remorse about these people dying.
Yeah, I mean, I think it makes sense. They killed 1 million people, 1.5 million people.
Yeah.
They chose to kill 1.5 million people. And justice needs to be served, right? And these are the people they know. And they know they did it, right? Like, there's no question. Mm-hmm. There's no ambiguity. Like, they know they did this. And they know they're actively doing it, right?
So
and they don't care.
The counterpoint to the internal monologue of, like, it's okay. But the Miller specifically sees other, I'm not going to say soldiers, but other OPA members killing people that could possibly just be suppressed. So what do you think about, like, again, so we've said, like, the internal monologue is justified. So, but what about the actions?
I mean, not that I've ever been in that situation, so I am just, I'm taking it from the perspective of just, being an outsider of what I've seen and read over, my life. But it sort of seems to me that in the moment when you're, storming a situation like that, that there are people that could have surrendered that get killed instead. And that kind of, it's not quote okay, it's not like, oh well, that's just part of storming a castle or whatever type thing, but it's definitely something that happens, and there is a limit to how much of that you can control, I suppose, for any person involved, any commander. In that sort of crazy moment, people are just going to make split decisions, and they could be wrong decisions, they could be right decisions. And, none of these people are innocent, so you can justify it afterwards. You can look at it objectively, afterwards, all those things. But, yeah, these are like inexperienced people in the moment fighting through, and they're just like, they're expecting to have to fight tooth and nail for every inch, 60, 70, 80% losses, all that sort of stuff. So you go in with a certain, expectation that you've just got to blow up everything that moves, I suppose. So you've got those things to balance. So it's not, I'm not sitting there saying like it's right and it's okay, but I'm saying I can understand why it happens, if Does that make
Okay.
sense? You understand what I'm saying?
No, yeah. Well, and
Yeah.
I asked an open-ended question. So
Yeah.
you're allowed to answer however you want to.
Yeah, you seem to be trying to like get us to a specific response related, like
No, I'm honestly, I just want,
but like an opinion on their.
I
Like,
thought it was an
moral
interesting
decisions.
ethical question. So
I think
that like I just want to know what y'all thought about this because
the like experienced Miller, right, is seeing the non-experienced Belter militia irregulars making choices that he wouldn't make because he's actually, been in these situations multiple times. He's not caught up in the like frenzy of war, so he's seeing inexperienced people making choices that he doesn't agree with, but he's also still experienced enough to know that he can't leave his post because then he fucks up all the people that he's with and like that he's supposed to be protecting. He's not doing his job. So there's so many different conflicting parameters to assess there. It's hard to like make a call on whether his thought process at that time was right in letting that go or not, because it was there's too many factors at play, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if like it would be different if Miller had decided to do that, right?
Yeah.
It would have been different. Like in the previous situation where they're going through the corridors and the game and the casino and all that stuff, and
he does it there.
He does it there, right? And that to me is more problematic than ignoring people doing it.
Yeah, the inexperienced people just reacting to their emotions and the situation
getting caught
in
up
the
or
moment.
Whatever it is,
Yeah.
or whatever their motivation is, right?
Yeah.
They could be caught up, or they could be calculatedly like punishing the people, realizing that no one on the station is innocent.
At the end of the
But
day,
of
they don't
course-
know anyone's been corrupted at that stage and turned into a sociopath.
Right, exactly. So they don't have it.
With
Yeah,
the
it's
information
not
they
until-
have, their actions
Yeah.
are justified.
all they have is like, in what it specifically says is civilians turning from their stations and attacking.
Yeah.
And
There's a
just
self-defense element there as well, even though it's a knife and a gunfight situation.
Right. Yeah, it's not until that moment with Holden realizing that one of the scientists brought a knife to a gunfight. Like that was like for me the first moment I was like, oh, something's weird about the scientists. That was my first like,
yeah,
there's something strange about these people. That was my first like clue into that like, oh, something's weird. But so you don't even know at that point that like, and we still don't know whether like, to Amisa's point, we don't know if that was conscious choice to become a sociopath or it was coerced sociopathy. But yeah, there's so many things going on. It's very difficult. I mean, but I expect that a professional like Miller and any police officer, right, would be able to have the experience and have the training to know what the right thing to do in those moments are. So
we also don't know, like, what were they, like, we weren't in the room where they advised them, what is our stance on this? Is this no quarter? Like, what are we doing here? Like, we didn't see any of that. Like, what did Fred tell them to do? We don't know.
Yeah.
Like,
I would expect that Fred told them to do their jobs, get them to the center control room. That was their job.
So who knows? There's so many factors.
Yeah, and it's all Miller's POV, just talking about how inexperienced these people are. So regardless, and you could even say like, regardless of the debrief, like they may or may not do what they're instructed.
They probably all lost like friends and family members on Eros. Like they probably knew somebody or of somebody, or maybe they were related. Like that's like
I've been to Eros.
This is like very 9/11 response. Like this is like we are pissed off. You killed our people, and we are just going to kill you, even though we're going to make everyone give up your rights and all these things because we're mad. So we're going to change how we ethically think about human lives because we're pissed off.
Great point.
That's a really good analogy.
To me, what they're like doing, they're just like, you fucking killed my friends, my family, my people. And you can't tell me that every country on this earth right now practically wouldn't do the same. So I think it's a completely natural response. I don't think it's ethically good or bad. I think it's just people cannot control their emotions. Like, it's really hard to be angry and not react, right? Like that takes
especially
practice. And I don't.
In such a large group as well, there is that mob mentality.
Yeah, they're feeding off each other.
Specifically an untrained. So
Yes.
those are
yeah, definitely.
And
it's like the pitchforks. It's like the pitchforks.
Miller very much made that point.
Yeah.
But they had Fred. So Fred was this voice that came into their ears.
Let's talk about Fred.
And the crowd reacted to him.
I mean, if there's not an analogy for the evil person on your shoulder telling you what to do, I don't know what is. Okay.
Fred is like in the back, like telling them all, like where to move, what to do, what the next steps are. And then what does they say? He walks. Layouts. Yes, and then he walks into the op center, and it says, "What does it say?" He walks into the op center like he belongs there. Like, it was really interesting writing. What did you all think about how he entered the op center and met with Dresden?
I mean, go Mel.
No, go ahead, go Rob.
I was like, come on, people. He knows the layouts. He's egging people on. It's easier into, breaking in than well beyond the 60%. Like it's like I say, it's gonna be like 20 or 30% losses, which is insane. Inexperienced crew, taking on a ship with, you should be in like 80 or 90% losses. You should barely have made it, really. Let's be honest. And they've broken in and got through all this, and they know where they're going. They get there easily. They get there quickly, and then, like you say, that line, he walks in like he owns the place, because he fucking does. Dresden just doesn't know it, because he's that mystical behind the scenes figure. That's how Palpatine hid so openly, because no one knew who the fuck the Sith Lord was. So I know that at the end of this, it looks like, it's Dresden. Also, I just cannot hear Dresden and not think Dresden Files for some reason.
Right.
It just keeps connecting to me, even though
I know. It's definitely this Dresden is very different than the Dresden Files Dresden.
Yes.
Definitely.
It just keeps doing it to me. So I know these chapters are probably designed to make us think like, Dresden's the one in charge. He's the one who's planned everything. No, he's just the guy in charge of this component. Fred's the top of the food chain. This is like middle upper of the food chain. So, with Dresden. And it just, I think we're meant to be distracted and not realize, that they're literally saying it to us folk. Fred walks in like he owns the place, because really he does. And I will sit on that until we have it literally in black and white. Fred is an innocent bystander.
So
every time when I read him walking in, I just think of Hamilton. Here comes the general, like that whole like line. Like I just picture him like walking into the op center, and that's what I
love that. So for me, it was less about that moment and more immediate about the moment immediately thereafter, where Miller was watching him have that like moment of self-absolution. And from my perspective, I felt like that was a little unearned, right? Like, I mean, this is clearly Miller's perspective of what was happening with Fred, but I felt like, does this really feel to Fred like absolution for like just like slaughtering a whole station? That doesn't feel balanced to me, right? It doesn't feel like he hasn't rescued anyone, right? He hasn't he hasn't replaced the innocence with new innocence that he saved. And so if Fred actually feels the way Miller is perceiving him to feel, I feel like that was off to me. I was like,
we need a Fred POV to explain it. So can
I
get a Fred POV, please?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think we have to realize Fred is very calculating. Like, he has been in charge of a lot. He's not going to show everything. He's gonna have an air to him that he wants this guy to see, right? I don't know. So I don't think he's gonna.
I might also counter maybe bringing people to justice that killed 1.5 million Belters. Maybe that's the justice.
I mean, yes.
And this is all Miller's internalization of what Fred's doing.
Exactly.
So Fred's, like, we don't know if Fred feels justified, but Miller's like, this is what
yes. And that is exactly
there's
right.
a word for it, and it's
approached my comments. But I also feel like, I mean, it's also a little tricky because we didn't have that moment of realizing who Fred was with Miller. Like Miller, we didn't have that whole like Fred Johnson explanation with Miller. There was just a moment where people were like, "That's Fred Johnson," and he goes, "Oh." So like it almost like he's the wrong person to be seeing this on Fred. He's the wrong POV to be observing this on Fred, right?
Interesting.
For me to be able to trust that it's real, you know.
Yep.
But I also like, so you took down a station that is receiving
non-military
information about, I mean, but you don't know that you took down you don't know that you didn't, this is not Protogen's base. Protogen still exists and everyone knows Protogen still has other bases and Earthbound and all that stuff. It doesn't feel like a conclusion. It feels like a
battle win.
It feels like a beginning. It feels like a beginning of a battle. It feels like the first piece of retribution, but not all of the retribution. It doesn't feel like they finally done it. They finally gotten the revenge that they needed to for what they did. You know, it just feels like the beginning of it. So all of it felt a little bit unearned, and from my perspective, yeah.
I took the absolution a slightly different way. I feel like I took it the way it was not meant to be.
No, I don't believe you.
What?
I took it as the absolution for his history with bases, where
Anderson Station,
with Anderson Station, where he stormed it and had to really just kill everybody, and it was horrific for 3 days or whatever, this and the other. And that time was, am I remembering this correctly? That time he was killing Belters to take back the station. Yes. Am I right there? Yes. So this time he's killing Earthers, or Martians or whatever it is, like Inners, to save Belters. That was the absolution I took a little bit there. Like he's not, he doesn't have absolution because he's redeemed. He's got justice for Eros. I think he's got personal absolution because now he's fought and taken over a space station for the other side. And did it with far less losses as well.
On both sides.
On both sides, yes.
There
correct.
are survivors on both sides who slaughter.
Yeah, because of the way, only because of the way Thoth Station was set up, not because of
he's in control of everything. Do it.
I
like your Palpatine voice. It's good.
It was a really good Palpatine voice.
I mean, could you if you think about it? Could you imagine if this really was a military station? I mean, this is a science station. That's it. So, would we be successful if it wasn't a science station?
They people who got shot with crowd control rounds, if those had been real rounds,
rubber bullets.
Yeah. It also was. It seems like. It's also kind of really telling about Protogen, right? They're almost their self-confidence is way misplaced. They think no one can beat them because they're just all they have to be concerned about on this super secret station that nobody else can find is whether they're sociopathic scientists. Well, we don't have to protect the station from anyone else invading.
I think they were relying on secrecy way
and
too
the
much.
stealth ships and everything. But all of that stuff is still it speaks to an era of overconfidence that will lead to Protogen making more mistakes.
That's a really good lead-in. Let's talk about Dresden and his comments, shall we? Because that is, to me, some of the most interesting and disgusting, but interesting parts of these chapters is his cold demeanor. Like in the last chapter when we first meet him, I think it's the last chapter that we talked about, he's basically like I almost wonder, did he do the switch on himself? You know, like did he turn himself into a sociopath?
Oh,
You know,
he's a
because
natural
like
born sociopath.
he's natural born, but like he's
Yeah.
like he's like, yeah, whatever. You guys can storm in here, whatever. I need to focus on my science. Like he's all about the
He's such a
science.
sociopath that he makes the
Yeah.
sociopath scientists seem regular by comparison. That's, he is so like blasé, like it doesn't matter, we're gonna win. You can we'll just buy you. You want 10 billion? Sweet, have 10 billion. Like what I'm doing is not just greater for humanity in general, but it's also worth like, quintillions of dollars. So it doesn't fucking matter. I'll give you whatever you want. You can just go away because what I'm doing is more important and far greater than anything you can possibly imagine. And I'm sacrificing far less than the greatest and most dangerous people in history have ever done in comparison. So who cares? Sheep are sheep, that sort of stuff. And it's just like, what? Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know about you guys, but like reading him was too like weirdly familiar and gross, and we're dealing with so much of this in real life that it was almost like a caricature of or not, unfortunately, of like all of these sociopaths that are like doing all of this stuff, all the AI owners that are being ridiculous, and and all of these like corporate billionaire folk that think that they can do whatever they want. There's no limitations to their power. They just like they can do, it was like he was like a mirror of all these people that we keep seeing in our real lives. And I was just like, I can't even take you seriously because you just sound exactly
disgusting.
like all of those guys. And so I almost like I was just like I was like, when is someone gonna shoot him? And so I mean, I thought I was very disappointed that any of the crew that did, like, we're not at this point, and like putting them in the space of all of us who are staring all of this in reality in the face. It's like anyone at this point is moved by this, and the fact that people in the crew were moved by it. I was very disappointed in all of them.
I don't know if they were moved by it so much, but I feel like,
well, the fact that any of it gave them pause made me be just like, okay.
I think they want to understand whatever this thing is, right? Like they want to understand what the fuck is going on. And he says some really interesting things like, yeah, well, we're just going to control it basically, so we can make it whatever we want it to be. Do you really think, after what we've seen from Placentamon, that anyone can control it? Like, what do you think about that? Is it controllable?
Like completely like the statements he was making were so far-fetched and so unbelievable based on what we've seen in the text and what the characters have seen in the text, that I'm just like, why is anyone even taking this guy seriously? Like, why?
Yeah.
And why isn't everyone laughing at him? That's what I didn't understand.
It's the Alien storyline with Weyland Corporation. Be like, we can control this creature. We can make it what we want. We can change its genome.
To me, it's just so campy at this point. It's so cliche because this is like our.
How do you
life?
How do you fix? I think this is kind of, in my mind, what drives power a lot in any situation. His statement about, well, we have to use this Placentamon to fight the big baddies that could come, even though they shot this thing out 2.3 billion years ago. They could come any day and kill us, so we have to use this to fight them.
That's what I mean. It's like, where's he's manufacturing a false sense of urgency for something that is not real. None of that is real. You're just making shit up because that's what you want.
Do we think there is a big baddie somewhere, or this is all made up so everyone will buy into this? Like, do we really think it was sent by somebody or something? Not somebody.
I think I've said this before.
Except that it was sent by something or some entity or some whatever, but clearly not in a way that they felt like they needed to follow up on for multiple
2.3 million years.
So,
This is
why are we urgently needing to fight them back now? That's silly.
this to me. This is a biological version of Voyager 1. You know, that's what it is. Something has been sent out at a being's earliest ability to do so, to explore the galaxy, to announce themselves, to maybe bring back data eventually if it's ever refound or anything like that. It's the first dial of your new telephone system. You know, you've reached out to the universe. Okay, that's why you haven't followed it up, because I don't see human beings chasing down Voyager 1 in a billion years. You know, like, by the time we invent travel that's fast enough through space to find Voyager 1 and get it, we ain't gonna care. You know, it's gonna be like, weirdly enough, like the Voyager episode, the Star Trek Voyager episode, where they're like, you happen to be near where we think Friendship 1 ended up. Perhaps you could find it and see what happened to it. But they hadn't bothered to try and found it all that time. It was just that you happen to be in the Delta Quadrant where it is. So see if you can grab it. This is the same thing in my book. You know, like some being out there.
I idea what he's talking about.
That's fine.
I know. Rob, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So, Amis, and for those of you,
I'm following you.
Basically,
no, you explained it well enough.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you did.
I just think some beings sent out a biological. Yeah, that's fine. A biological hello, and never bothered to chase it down, or was never able to chase it down. And human beings have added their own level of urgency in comparison to the time difference for living 100 years, and this has been billions. So we had our own urgency to it, our own lust for power for those that are too corrupt to do that. Here's another way to get past my possible objections to it, because I'm a sociopath as well, and just stepping on other people to get there.
So do you think, not
me being a sociopath from your face there, Leigh? Sorry,
right? I understood.
I was talking as if I was Dresden in that particular moment there. So
yeah. So do you think, with our human history of people, we have to have more bombs than the next guy, we have to have more nukes than the next guy. They can't have nukes, but we can, because we're the same people. All this stuff, and this is 300 years later or whatever, and we're still, making weapons, so we have the most power. How does this crew, or not the crew necessarily, how does this universe, whoever, how do they fight this? At this age, 300 years later, we're still doing the same things. Like, how do we think that they're going to combat this protogen corporation that's maybe working with others, but we don't know? Like, with this power, how do we fight this? Or how do they fight this? Obviously, we're not in the story.
I mean, we are in the story because we're reading it.
Yeah.
Obviously. Totally in the story.
We're the 5th crew member in the
Galaxy. We're the 12th man.
No, sorry, we're the 6th because Miller is the 5th crew member.
Nah.
Are you blaming me?
I'm the 12th man. It is my right as a Longhorn to match 12th man.
Go Seahawks. Okay, go on. So like, just to connect it to your friend thinking maybe it's a win right here. Like, how do we start translating wins, and what's the strategy to beat this?
I mean, I still think the whole thing is a win. I think the entire venture was a win, right? Because the odds were clearly very long, and they succeeded in not dying. And also they captured the station, and they captured the big baddie of the chapter, right? And but I think the thing that honestly, like, the way that you win is by not succumbing to sociopathy yourself, right? That's really how you win. Because there's always going to be people who try and push you to, ignore your ethics, ignore your morals, ignore your shared humanity with people. And regardless of the situation they're in, if they're able to remember that they need to make choices based on what is right and moral in the universe, and even if those choices lead to some deaths because it protects other people from other deaths, then that's really how you win. Because there's always going to be war. There's always going to be people pushing you to war. But the only thing you can control is your own actions. And so they have to make sure that the actions that they're taking are good, using that. The actual definition of good,
So you
good.
think the actions that I'm gonna say the attacking force has used so far is good, or no, sorry. I'm just gonna leave the question that way. Leave it open because
you want to say more? Say more.
No. I want to know you guys' thoughts because I have thoughts, but I don't want to.
Why don't you want to say them? It seems like there is something you want to say about this. So
yes, because this is a very similar question to what we talked about before.
Yeah, so please say what you want to say.
Yeah, go for it. You have the floor, Leigh-A.
It's because I've gone through so many military ethics classes, and so this comes into a classic. Well, this is why I want to know you guys' opinion of it. And the invading force, and especially the fog of war. This is an untrained force, so Miller has his cop experience, and he acknowledges that some of these takedowns are maybe not the way they should have gone down, but it's a constant ethical battle, and I sympathize with the fact that this is an untrained force and they don't literally know what the fuck they're doing. So they're just starting, and they're all yeehaw and we're just going to shoot everybody. But is that good? So, and the fact that this is what Fred Johnson is using, but it's the only forces that he has available. So it goes back and forth. So this is the only force that you have available. Is it ethically moral to use this force? Or these people specifically against this without the training. And so you've got civilians turning around, civilians, air quote civilians, who now are hypothetically not they are complicit in the murder of an entire station, maybe more. But do they deserve summary execution?
So, firstly, I think Johnson is using the only forces available to him that he can publicly draw upon. Because if he draws upon other forces, he's going to play his cards. And he needs to not play his cards right now. Secondly, I think between the inexperience, the fog of war, and the information they have going into the situation, they are behaving. I don't know whether you. I don't know whether you can sit and say it's right or wrong. They are, whether it's justified or not. They are making the decisions that are the best ones they can in that moment. Between their inexperience, the fog of war, and as far as they're concerned, these people have planned this and done it. They're complicit. They know what they're doing. Okay, if you turn around to that forces going in, so all the scientists have been corrupted and turned into sociopaths against their will, and actually wouldn't be doing this if they were regular people. So, don't kill scientists. That force would have gone in and not killed the scientists. They would have been subduing the scientists, not killed them unless absolutely they had no choice but to defend their own life source. Because obviously, defense of your own life is a little different to just willy-nilly killing scientists. So, it's all great for us. We've read the next chapter and we know the full story as much as we can with the information that we have. You know, there could be more information that's like, actually, yeah, all those people were evil because they volunteered to be turned into sociopaths. You know, so they're fine.
We did learn the name of a ship. That's pretty good.
Oh, Anubis. Yeah.
We did.
Yeah, the Anubis.
Anubis.
Cards will be updated. And I just bring this up as because you can always do a post-mortem on any situation.
Yeah.
And and this is the type of thing that fascinates me as we go through the chapters, and almost if we dropped off that third chapter, this would be a very different conversation.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think if you put those forces back into the same situation again and they behave exactly the same way, that's different because there's zero learning that's happened. You know? And for me, that's, I'm not saying that you've learned from that behavior that actually turned out
it's not even bad. It's a different level of intel. So it changes the entire entering situation. Yeah. So it's not that you've learned from the situation. It's a completely different situation than what they
I feel like it's like,
but you do learn
like
from
ratios.
Miller goes in, he's like, I've got all my cop experience and all this other things, so I behave differently in this situation. The fog of war affects him less. He has the same information they have. He's not randomly killing scientists. In fact, he's even saying maybe we shouldn't be doing that,
because that's his personal experience. And
exactly, he's learned from his personal experience. That's what I'm saying. If these guys go into the next situation and haven't learned from this previous experience and behave a little less crazy, a little bit more okay, I got to think about things a bit clearer. Then, that's a greater problem. That was what I was saying there. I'm not talking about specific learning of the full picture of this situation. I'm saying learning the experience of storming a station.
I think there is something I think there's something to Leigh-A's comment about the ethicalness of it, and it's just should they have waited, right? Should they have waited to get a different force? Was it imperative that they take the station down right then with the force that they had? Should they have gotten more intelligence so that they knew more information I mean, there's lots of...
but we know they were never going to get a different force. So...
Yeah. But maybe they could have figured out some way to infiltrate the station and,
I just like all these
details.
Types of discussions about these, especially these morally gray areas where it's scientific, people are attacking and invading force. So is that self-defense? And so it all compiles up, and it's all the interesting, and there is no correct answer because again, we've mentioned the fog of war so many times. I personally find it very fucking fascinating, and I love the way that the authors set this up where there is no correct answer to the questions that I'm asking, but it's worth discussing because reasons.
I mean, I honestly don't think there's ever a way to determine what was right and what was wrong. There are certain things that are clear, and like you said, in 20 years, this decision, there's 9 books, this decision might change the trajectory of the universe as it is, right? Just like, the butterfly effect. Anything you do, any action you take, whether it's the one person who killed a scientist when he could have saved him instead of just letting him surrender, or attacking the station as a whole, they're not going to know the ethical vibrations for years to come, right? So I think that's part of the issue with any kind of decision, but especially with this type of action, right? Where you're killing humans and you're taking what do we think?
You don't even know that they're scientists at that point. They might just be
no, but I mean, after this is over, where you're talking about having let's talk about it afterwards and see what what the effects are. They're not going to know the effects for years, just like in all other war, it seems like, right?
Oh, for sure.
The question is, the question I want to ask you guys is, after this action happens, what do you think the response is going to be everywhere else. Like, yes, it's a hidden station, but they were on their computers, like typing shit up to whomever, which we don't know. Protogen, we know, probably getting the information like this shit's happening right now. And maybe other people we don't know yet that we haven't met. Like, what do you think the response is going to be to Fred Johnson, the Belt, attacking this Earth, let's say Earth, because we know Protogen's an Earth company, but Earth station? Like, what do you think is going to happen next?
Good question, because they did talk about how they thought the station firing would be its last resort, because then it's going to be it becomes open and visible in public rather than a hidden secret spots, because everyone's scanning constantly for everything. So I don't.
What's Protogen's response?
I don't think Dresden was lying when he's saying like Protogen will just turn up and take the base back, basically, because that's kind of the crux of what he was saying. He didn't say that expressly, but he was just like, you can't hold this. This is your best situation right now. Take it, barter, tell us what you want. You can have it and disappear and leave us to it type thing, because that's what's going to happen anyway. And if you don't take advantage of this moment right now, you ain't going to have a better moment. So I that kind of implies to me that, somebody's going to turn up and take advantage of the situation.
That they have plans in the works, right?
Turn up and take it back, which implies Protogen sending an army. I don't think. I don't think just because they've seen a battle, it's going to be a case that everyone knows what's going on. Like it was just going to be like another firefight between forces and OPA, just another step in the war. That's probably how it's going to be to the masses.
What do you think, Mel?
So, like a response to your thought, Rob, I think Dresden was misreading the situation when he was making those comments, because I think Fred's plan was to just like strip the station. Like they don't want to take I think Dresden was thinking they wanted to like take the station because they're OPA and they need more resources, and so they wanted to he didn't realize that they were. At least from my perspective, it read to me like he didn't realize they were coming for revenge. He thought they were they had discovered a secret station and they wanted to like take charge of it and own it and get all their cool tech and like operate the station. But
I can see that.
To me, the situation reads like they're just going to strip it down and blow it up, like they don't want this to keep going. But I mean, obviously there are people who will steal stuff they shouldn't steal, and this will give us fodder for more book stuff, like people taking things they shouldn't take, and not everything gets destroyed, obviously book, but to
sounds like something Holden would do.
To Amisa's question, my thought is that what Protogen's going to do is like what every big corporation does when they actually get in trouble, is they're going to talk to their political allies in the government, and they're going to convince the government to use all the power of the government to make their lives better. And so they're going to convince Earth to go after the OPA, because now suddenly OPA is the biggest threat, not this alien thing that they're whatevering about. And they're going to convince Earth to go after OPA because of this fight, or they're going to at least attempt to. And maybe Holden's instinct for not tight beaming everything and wide beaming everything will maybe come into play in this case, and he'll get the go ahead from Miller to push the button, and like his actual button push at that point will actually, I don't know, will actually save some masses, because Earth will realize that Protogen's been playing them. So I mean, at least that's what I.
So this is. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Leigh-A.
Are we predicting a Holden button pushing on this one?
I think there is another Holden button push in the future. Sure.
It could be all the time with Holden. We don't know. We don't know when he's going to push that button.
There will be another Holden button push related to this station.
So in your mind, then,
I would like to co-predict this as well.
Co-predict?
Okay.
Double stabby prediction. He will push another button.
But I reckon I would like to add my personal flavor to it. I reckon he will do that.
I just want to hold my spear.
To call out Dresden's bluff and bullshit. And he'd be like, oh, you think there's nothing we can do to one-up you? He's like, what if I just like, boop, transmit all the information from this station out wide to the solar system?
He will wide beam the butthole transfusions monster.
Transfusions. Okay, so do you think, Mel? So what you're saying, Mel? Are you saying that this is how Earth gets in the fight? Because we've had Mars and OPA now, right? So
I think Earth is in this fight now because Protogen.
Okay, Earth is now in this fight
to handle its own shit and like it should be able to because it's all powerful and it will get Earth into the fight. I think Protogen brings.
Okay, all right, Earth is coming in, guys. Let's see.
Yeah,
see if you're right.
I like the idea of the Earth game.
But we're all in agreement that Miller's shooting Dresden in the face, right? Like this.
We don't know yet. All we see is his gun in his hand.
I feel like Miller's gonna try.
I think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna take.
I mean, it is Miller, right? I mean,
literally twitching at the end of the chapter. I mean, I expect it to be. He's just like gonna raise his arm up and.
Do you think Holden's gonna be like, my dude? We need that.
To break the spell that somehow Dresden is casting on these people who suddenly have no ability to discern.
You don't think that Holden will try to stop him?
Sorry?
You don't think they're going to try to stop him if he does try to kill him? Like Fred and Holden specifically. Amos wouldn't care.
Who says oh shit?
I think it's Holden, isn't it?
Holden says it in his head.
Yeah,
in his head.
I think it's in his head.
I don't think they try to stop. I think Miller is too fast and just raises it up and just like straight up shoots him. A la Casino.
Miller does
a la Casino Miller. I think that's what happens.
I mean, that's a theory you can have.
Yeah.
Okay, so.
Yeah, because then you don't have because then it gives more power to Protogen being like these guys just like straight up took Dresden out. Our charismatic, poor innocent Dresden destroyed by the OPA. You know, it gives more fodder for Earth to enter in.
I suppose that kind of does actually, yeah. But yeah, I was just reading the last section of that, and it is like Holden. He literally says. Holden glanced over at the detective. His flat expression had gone stony. He wasn't tapping the barrel of his pistol against his leg. And then italicized, oh shit. That's how it ends. So
yeah,
because he knows Miller, right? He knows what he's made of.
Exactly.
He can be twitchy, yeah. And we know that
we'll see.
Our guys ebb and flow with like how sensible they can and can't be.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in that drop center.
Holden's moments is to blast shit on wide beam, and Miller's moments is to just put guns to people. So
blast people.
Yeah. You might actually have sold me on that, Mel. I think maybe.
Okay, we'll see. We're getting pretty late.
Dresden out the airlock.
Oh wait, Rob, you're airlock.
I'm officially airlock Dresden.
I'm gonna join Mel. Well, you're airlocking Dresden as well.
I mean, yes, I am.
Yeah, I mean, Mel, you already airlocked Diego. Or Diogo.
Oh, that's true. Rob, you have to airlock.
Okay, fine.
Airlock.
I will airlock Dresden.
Do we have that rule? I don't think. I didn't think we had that rule.
I don't know that we have that rule. But
I feel like it's
do we have rules?
It's either a different font or a different color on the graphic, and for Rob, because Rob's
charge.
Just let him airlock someone, and let him be the person that I also want to be airlocked.
Look, sometimes you got to assist your fellow first-time reader. Okay, so
I guess I was so mad that people were caught up in Dresden's spell and falling for it because it was very Fox News to me, and I was so mad that it would give anybody pause, and I was just like, someone shoot him. So it's also like it seems like Miller's gonna. Miller's gonna do it.
You were already vibing like just murder this fucker.
Yes.
Not like
I mean, he
absolutely.
I mean, who wasn't vibing that? Like, I was
Absolutely.
reading it and wanted to murder him. It's fine.
Yeah, I was just like, no, stop this. And Miller reading the room and seeing all these people like caught under this spell and just walking up and dealing with the problem. Yeah.
We've talked a lot today about, right and wrong and this, that, and the other, but I think it's very clear cut that Dresden is evil and deserves to die. I'm just going to say that.
Wow, summary execution all around. Very nice. Okay.
Well, I put him up to a trial and throw the evidence up. I'm down for that, but I'm just saying, the evidence is very clear cut. He's evil.
I'm all about getting information though. Like, give me the information, then okay, you can stab him. But can we get the information first? And yes, they've got
Miller's
stuff on. No, exactly. Not while he's in the room.
Listen,
what did you guys think about?
The guys are so opposite. Holmes
we're
all the information to everyone right out there, and Miller's like, I don't fuck information. I'm just going to kill you.
I mean, we don't know. Fred could stop him. Holden could stop him. We don't know. There's no truth yet that he's, going to do this. This is just what we're supposing. We just know Miller so well.
Sorry. Was there another question there, or should we? Because we've gone very long. Should we?
Yeah, we did go very long today, but I did have a question. What did you think about them exiting the Rossi with no walkway, and then just let's just hook up to Amos's belt and just shoot to the doorway and hopefully get it open? Were you just what the fuck?
Honestly,
I was fighting for that a little bit.
Why are we doing this? Can we just get back to what's important? It's just this.
I thought they would just stay there, right? Stay in the Rossi maybe and just be like, yo, dudes, help me.
They all have magnetic boots. Just walk across the Rossi to the air hatch.
But they weren't connected, right? They weren't exactly connected to the...
They had limited power, so they weren't able to do things that they needed to do the connection. So they had to do this leap of faith, essentially, via EVA.
It's a strong
It
belt.
Seemed excessive. It seemed excessive. I was like, come on, let them get inside.
What I would say is the equivalent of having a disabled ship and then you take a rib or some sort of dinghy to go over to another ship. So you're not going especially this is a station that doesn't have controls. So the station can't go to the ship or to the Rossi. So the Rossi, the Rossi is just basically we're kind of here ish. Yeah.
Yeah. It just seemed dangerous.
Yeah, and I don't think it brought anything to the chapter, but
yeah, I agree. I felt like it was kind of gratuitous.
Yeah, it was just kind of.
I feel like it's. But I feel me being a sci-fi nerd, it's specific details that make sense. So it's not and then the Rossi docked, because that doesn't make sense. So having to do a group EVA over in Mel, you've questioned how do bullets work? How do other things work? This is in that same vein. It's just it's in an action-packed set of chapters.
Yeah.
Where maybe those details might be okay, there's a whole bunch of words that we didn't need to use, and you just need to get onto the station.
Yeah.
How I felt.
This one just wasn't.
But it explains how they do it, and so they're being very precise and exact. The authors are.
I mean, I'd strap myself onto Amos, but that's just me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
All right. Let's go through our questions.
Yes.
Who
questions
today?
Who earned G today?
Mal.
Fred Johnson.
Please.
What?
No, I don't think Mel's being serious there. Are you being serious?
I am being serious. He led that crew of bumbling idiots through a successful mission. He achieved the mission objective.
Well, it's easy when you're playing both sides now.
Okay. Well, we don't know that yet in the book.
I gave him G.
Okay. Well, Mel, prepare yourself. because I'm going to give G to Holden.
Whoa.
Okay.
He does make some good decisions.
Because there was like everyone has their place and their job, and Holden didn't fuck with it, and he kept on top of everything. You know, he led them
So
expressly through
Holden
that.
earns G by not fucking up.
Oh no, Holden
Yeah.
earned G by being a good
And doing his
commander.
job. It's his job.
Yeah, doing his job well.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, he did his job well.
You could
I
say that.
have G to give.
Okay,
I would give well, I have 2 G's, but I'll just do one. I'll just say Amos for like fixing shit while being thrown around all over the place.
I was actually gonna.
Like under, you know, that was tough. That was tough work down there. And he had no he had no protection.
Yeah.
And also telling Captain Holden, just be like, seriously, dude? You're gonna
Yeah,
question
not right
me?"
now. Yeah, fuck off.
And to make like as Holden's like, you should do this, and he's like, no, I'm gonna do my fucking job.
He stood up to Mr. Short Pants.
actually, Amos is my most Aiel moment.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, okay. All right, tell us.
Because
Yeah.
it's the most Aiel because he's like, this just needs to be done, and I have to skip a
Yeah.
couple of safety
Mhm.
aspects to like, you know, make sure that the crew survive and the ship gets going type thing,
Yeah.
because we're screwed otherwise. Like
Yeah.
he's like, I have to if I have to sacrifice to complete this, then I have to sacrifice to complete this. You know, like,
Mhm.
but this is what needs to be done. I'm the one whose job it is to do it. I'm gonna get it done regardless of cost.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
same.
that felt very Aiel. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
So Mel, you're on board with
Yes.
the Aielist moment.
Yes.
Did anyone earn toe? Dresden.
I mean, Preston.
Dresden turned up and was like, you've had tow trucks from time to time? Look at me. I brought the center from which tow is created.
He was like, just skip me to that song. Do not pass go. Do not go
Yeah.
$50. I'm that song.
I think Protogen earned toe in general for like lobotomizing or whatever they did to scientists.
Whatever
Like,
they did.
what
Do
the
not
F?
fuck with the scientists, man. They're a rare breed and we need them.
Yeah. The good ones, yeah. Any other questions we do? I forget. I'm having a moment.
Stabbiest moment.
Oh, stabbiest moment.
When the freaking double stealthies like ripped
Yes,
Rossi and
Alex.
Jesus, that battle was
the stabbiest moment. Yeah.
Yeah, when they switched up the Rossi, yeah, that was definitely a stabby
This
moment.
stuff that Rossi, that was some stabby penetration.
Mhm.
But
Lots of
maybe this
penetration.
gets back to the G. But Alex has G for being able to dodge all.
Oh, for sure.
Or
Absolutely.
maybe it's not G, maybe it's the most IEL moment, but being able to dodge all of those, like, dancing
Yeah, but
with
he's doing
He
that.
does
but there's
definitely dance with
there's
his spears for
He's
sure.
dancing
Yeah.
with spears, man.
There's assistance from
True.
Naomi because she's blasting out interference. You know, like it's like a team effort type thing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it's totally a team effort, but he's got absolute skill just like going between those pearls.
Yeah, and he
the
executed it
bullets
perfect.
of
He
the
did.
PVCs, and like that is bad freaking ass. So
Yes.
Yeah. So,
There's a lot of good options these chapters.
yeah.
So yeah,
How many
Right.
chapters next time, Leia?
3.
What?
I believe
Three more?
I'm pretty
Holy
confident it's 3. I don't
shit.
have the
We are
Wait.
refolding it.
and how many in this book? Like 52.
we're
That's
getting
a good
close.
We
one.
are on chapter 42. God.
42, 43,
Maybe we will get
and
the answer.
44.
I am verifying
Which-
right now.
That is 42 is a Miller chapter, shock horror. I'm betting 43 is a Holden chapter. Yes.
Yes.
Don't even,
42,
please don't
43,
look
and
at him.
44.
Don't even look at the pages. Ron. You
I'm
can't.
not reading the words. I'm just looking at the title of chapters. And 44 is shock horror and Miller chapter. So no new POV. What is going on?
I have.
I want it. I want the POV.
Look, it says who is the POV, and it's got the chapters and a cluster. So you don't have to cheat and look forward. I could just tell you that information.
I don't know. I kind of enjoy watching Rob discover that there is yet another week where we don't get a new POV. I enjoy.
If the POV is Julie from the
face.
prologue, I'm going to be real upset. Wait, is there a table of contents in here? No, I don't want to look at that because it's going to spoil.
Waffo, motherfucker, Waffo. Or Raffo.
Yeah, no, McGard just like
Raffo
wants
in
to
here.
table of contents, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I didn't look at that. But no, I don't want to spoil when it actually happens. I just each week want to be upset that it wasn't this week.
I appreciate this, and I want this bit to continue.
I've been steaming on this for about 3 episodes now, or something stupid like that, and it's bugging me.
It needs to continue.
Yeah.
I didn't lie to you. There is definitely other PO. Like this is not the only 2 POs.
We've got like 10 chapters left. You know?
We've got more than 10 chapters left.
How many chapters in this book?
Actually, 10 chapters. You're right.
There you go.
We're so close.
Yeah, 11.
We're
11
really
chapters.
close.
Well, so after next week, it'll be 11 chapters. So,
okay. So there's
14 chapters as of today.
Wow. So even if we did 2 a week after what we're reading now, these 3, that's still only 6 weeks worth of episodes. Which means, oh god, yeah, we're going to be finished with this.
Mel's got like a forget face on.
Yeah. Did you not realize we were that close, Mel? Have you
No,
not looked?
I just accidentally did something. I should not have done.
Oh god.
Oh, you
It's
looked
okay.
at? Did you look at the table?
I know what you did. I know what you did, girl.
You looked at the
I know
table
what
of
you
contents.
did.
You looked at the
No,
table of contents.
I admit no.
That's not what you did.
Ugh.
I know what you did.
What did you do?
I'm not saying. Moving on.
All right. Well, ladies and gents,
Do
I
we
hope
have
you
an
enjoyed-
announcement? Hold on. Do we have an announcement for next week's show?
Oh, we do. We have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a special guest.
We do.
Special guest
We
next week.
do. We're still talking Expanse. We have a guest.
Still talking the Expanse. Madland Shogun will be joining us all the way from Japan.
Wow.
Yeah, he pops in when he can in the chat. It's his first time read through. So I think Malki's in your camp. I think mostly he'll explain it. But also he's got a thing he's trying to do at WatCon. It's a game that he ran for the first time at MalkieriCon. So he's gonna like chat about
We're
it.
getting you ready for WatCon.
Very well received.
That's right.
game.
A little WatCon hype. So the week before
Alright.
WatCon.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we'll do that.
Cool.
And then he's going to join us for the chapters. So
Amazing. I look forward to
Awesome.
that.
Sorry, I just wanted to say that before we jumped on.
That's fine. But both of you will be here as well, Leigh-A and Amis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, so
here.
there'll be 5 of us next week. Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
Number
All right.
5.
Number 5. Johnny 5 is alive. I love that movie. Anyway, so
Johnny 5 is alive.
may the 5th be with us.
yes, I hope you have enjoyed listening or watching this chaos. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go hit the comment section after we finish and tell us about all the guys you know. And if you have just hit us now, I'll be like, why have I got a comment about the guys I know in chat? You have not watched this episode properly or listened to it properly, so you need to fix that. And so we'll be back next week where we need to read chapters 42, 43, and 44 of Leviathan Wakes. And then we will, as we wrap up our last set of episodes, we're getting there. Oh gosh, so quick. But thank you so much for joining us. Remember, we are a podcast, so you can go and check us out there and listen to us. Link in the description. And I think that's about it. So I think all there is to do is to say goodbye. And I'm trying not to say, as we like to say around here, because Mel finds that funny, so I want to say it anyway. Until next time. May you always find love, water, and shade. Bye.
Bye.
Good night.
May you always find love, water, and shade.
Here I come to F your day. Placentamon is on the way. Placentamon.